Hey everyone, Brad here. Back with some more of the California Adventure Park I've been making. This actually took a little while because I went to the park last weekend to go on Grizzly Peak River Run for the first time. I've never been on this ride and I didn't want to build it without actually seeing the ride. I mean, I could find videos online, but it doesn't really give you that sense of scale or just, experience of doing it. And it gave me an excuse to ride it anyway, so, because I'd been missing out. I'll start over here though with what's new from last time. You may notice if you watched the last video that I went ahead and I did change the roof colors to the more green looking color. Thanks to Emin Chavez and Kay Nubbin for the suggestion to do that. Thank you for the feedback. And I think it looks a lot better than before. Now, taking a look, another reason I went last weekend was I actually had to come stand over here to get a good view of the backside of Napa Rose, because I can't find any pictures of this whole side of the Grand Californian. Even on Google Earth, it's very hard to see because of the shadows. So as I mentioned, this is the backside of Napa Rose, and it does have like a little patio area. The other thing I wanted to check in real life was I couldn't recall if there was like water going through here, because there's a bridge to go into the backside of the Grand Californian. But there's no water. It was just a lowered area of land, and you can kind of see that. Just a very subtle drop in the land around it. You'll see I added more trees just to kind of meet the pathway here. And then got this side of the building. Now, for those who don't know, this is the park entrance from the Grand Californian, one of the perks of staying in this hotel. I tried to put turnstile somewhat things you can see back there, just to add to the aesthetic. And these rooms I kind of copied for the most part of what I had going on over here. Although one of the things I did differently is I added less lights, because as you will recall, some of these rooms were blinking a lot, excessively, and I'll show you that when I shift to nighttime. And this was one of the challenges of the Grand Californian, is every building is a little bit different, every section. You'll see this one's higher than this one. So you see how the elevation changes, everything's different. Another thing I went back and changed, you may have noticed that I had him 5 wide instead of 4, so this would be in the middle of all of it. But then I realized that made it way too wide, so I went and made them all 4 wide. And this is the section you'll all see from Downtown Disney. This is actually the World of Disney entrance. I kind of went and added this part here where you turn around. And this building is going to come out to here. There's another separate part that looks a little bit different over by like Whitewater Snacks. And then that'll be it, at least for this park. I'm sure I'll go back and want to add more, because it is fun to make, as much of a pain as it is as well. Now let's move on to Grizzly River Run. Now, as I stated, I don't have a lot of memory of this, but I'm really glad I wrote it because I was able to make the track mainly from memory. But then I did watch some videos to compare it. You'll notice this is a circular area where you get on the ride. I didn't make it quite a full circle. Maybe I should. I can kind of make it a little more circular. I'll go back and see what I can do probably to bring it out to here. One unfortunate thing, I'll go ahead and show you now, is you can't put the water level at the same level as the ride. So for example, so that'll be like as high as I can get it to go. So, well, I guess it is the same level as the ride almost, but these edges just come up so high. But I'll take care of all that, because this is where the geysers are at the end. So starting, you'll come around here. One other thing also is you don't have the angular bends, because I would have liked to make it go at an angle. So I had to get kind of creative with the way this moved. You'll see that right here. You don't have any of these. Alright, for the lift, this was kind of interesting. So, by doing just a straight lift, it actually would only go to about here. And if you've been on the ride, you'll know it's a very long lift. It's not a very steep angle either. So I had to sit there and just go up straight, up straight, up straight, the whole way up, so that it would actually take as long as it's supposed to. You'll notice I have really rough terrain placement. This is all just very temporary, just to get the track down. One thing I did go in detail though is the bear, because I wanted to kind of see if I could make it work. So coming up on the ride, this is where you turn around and you see the bear. And this took some interesting building methods. I was a little skeptical if it would turn out alright, kind of like I always am with the castle and things like that, but I like it. You'll notice there's like a little rock here for the nose. I also used... where is it? These Coral Ranch rocks, same ones I'm using over at the Grand Californian. These work pretty well too. So see, like, you know, this is what I've got here for the top and bottom of the mouth. And then I've got the rock overhang, which is going to be this thing here. I used kind of for his brow ridge. And I like how the ears turned out too. That's just using these little rock sides and just lowering. So I think it sort of looks like a bear. Kind of the official, unofficial mascot of the park. The tricky part though is getting the color, and you know, this is still something that I'm gonna, maybe I'll take another poll. I don't know if I like this cliff better, which is what's already there, or this better. Still on the fence. Alright, ride continues, comes along, little drop there, little drop here. And this will all be covered and encased, just like this little cave here you go through. You come around, continue along, do some more rapid stuff. Then you get to the final drop. Just takes you around here. And this is where all the geysers are, and good chance for people to get you wet. Luckily, looking back now, a lot of the paths that I put just kind of as placement, turns out, for the most part, they're about accurate, because here's where the Golden Vine and the other, I can't even remember the name, the Italian restaurant though. It's all going to go along here. And then this path, I never even knew about until the last visit as well. I'd recommend going back there if you do go to California Adventure frequently. Because once you come over here, you see it, and I always thought it was a smoking area and it just dead-ended. So you can actually walk all the way through here. And there's like this is going to be a bridge. But a bridge, and it's kind of a subtle bridge coming by this way. So it's easy to miss. But if you're on this end, you can easily walk around and see it. And you get a good photo op of the drop and all of that. Oh, most beautiful. Thank you. It says that with every park that I make. Alright, let me show you nighttime. I haven't even really looked at it at night, so... Oh, I do like that, though. I went in and added these little torches here. But wow, I really like how that turned out. You still get the shadow in it as well. And this is what I was talking about with the flickering lights. It'll take quite a bit of time to go back and take them out. So on this side, I only put lights in every couple rooms. Every room doesn't get a light. And I think it works out a little bit better. I did put you can see I put a mister up here, and I tried to hide like 2 torches. And that looks like it might be enough. Alright, and that is pretty much everything in this update. I know it was kind of a short one. I just wanted to show you that I was still working on this because I'm going to be going on a cruise for next week, so it might be a while before you see more. But I am looking forward to continuing the rest. especially finishing this ride. So, as always, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.